Hi, it's Mike Stiles from Brand Content Studios. Here's the Content Marketing Quickie for the week ending July 30th. How hot is the content marketing job market? Somewhere between red to white hot if you believe a study by Fractal and Moz, and why wouldn't you? They've never done anything to you. The competition for content talent is fierce. If recruiters aren't calling us, they are sleepy on the job. The amount of content marketing listings has gone up almost 350% since 2011, which Marketing Land points out coincidincally coincides with Google's update that rewards content quality. 26% of marketing execs expect to make content hires this year, although interestingly, the sector still lags behind things like social and SEO. How do you have social and SEO if there's no content? I'm just asking. Where are the most content jobs? Massachusetts, New York, and California. Sorry, Rhode Island. But hey, look, let's not be coy. You want to know what content marketing talent is going to cost you. Brian Honigman spilled those beans on Business to Community. The answer is that always annoying, that depends. If it's full-time internal, it can be $48K on the low end for a newbie and $150K for an experienced veteran with multiple marketing skills. For the agency or consulting route, it's $12.50 a month to over $10,000 a month for big national content campaigns. What about those fascinating creatures called freelancers? Well, you can go on Upwork, Elance, even Craigslist and find a $50 person who may or may not be homicidal. On the high end, it's usually a monthly retainer of $2,500 to $5,000 a month for a person who will have a long-term relationship with your brand and team and know it inside out. A monthly package might include 4 to 10 pieces of long-form content, daily content posting on social, or ongoing content strategy. If you're a writer like me, you may want to learn plumbing, because we aren't needed anymore. At least for some things. You may have read a human-written article about Persado Go. It's an online self-service platform in which the machines write winning subject lines for your marketing emails. In fact, they write several of them. But first, it needs a carbon-based life form to tell it the purpose and target of the offer. The more subject lines you let it generate, the higher the odds there will be some that outperform what a Dr. Seuss wannabe would have written. No kidding. CMO David Atlas says they tested it against people copy. You can't edit the subject lines. That would be human writing, which is just silly. But you can alter them using a library of lines or adjust the emotional tone. Angie's List says they got a 100% lift in order rates with a Persado subject line, as opposed to previous campaigns where subject lines were written the old-fashioned way. Barry Levine reports the company is not going to stop at subject lines either. I've always wondered what, where, when, why, and how CEOs consume content, so thank you, Quartz, for asking them and actually getting them to answer you, because now those secrets have been revealed. Most spend 30 to 60 minutes a day with content, but over an hour is a very close second answer. Hope you're a morning person, because most, at 44%, are looking for content as soon as they get up. As the day goes on, the number goes down, with only a slight uptick in the evening after they're home. Quartz's Mia Mabanta says they're doing their consuming on phone at 41%, followed by computer at 30%, and tablet at 20%. But let me tell you, CEOs love email. 60% get their content in email newsletters, and 80% when they share stuff, share it by email. What content do they like? Brand Channel says 68% want industry analysis, and 58% want company products and innovations. Writer Quinn Wilson has been spying on you and put out 5 kinds of people you'll find in content marketing. It's a little different than I would have done it, because in the article they're all positive and complimentary. So here they are. See if you see yourself in one of these. The evangelist, who saw content marketing coming way before any of us could say content is king, and content marketing's biggest fan. The data hound, always there to tell you their real-world data shows your idea won't move the needle, and you know they're right. The creative whiz, whom you want at every brainstorming session. The meticulous manager, who's all about calendars, next steps, timelines, and deadlines. And the noob, who dives in with a passion for learning, everything. Everybody loves to send out a funny tweet, even if they have to steal from the person who wrote it and not credit them to do it. Well, something's going on at Twitter. They've been pretty good about protecting intellectual copyrights, but now they seem to be kicking enforcement up a notch. You won't have any problems unless the original author reports you. If that happens, your tweet will get blocked and the text will read why. That can be embarrassing. The truth is, tweets are so short that it can be hard to apply copyright law. Tweets are more slogan length. But even without taking it to court, Twitter is free to make and enforce its own rules on such things. Google Plus is being removed from the other Google services. Anybody not see that coming? Anybody at all? You won't need a G Plus account to do the YouTube thing, uploading, making a channel, commenting. Comments on YouTube will stay there. G Plus comments on a YouTube video will stay in Google Plus. But Google says, whoa, 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 don't delete that Google Plus account yet because it'll delete your YouTube channel. Also, there are people who still want to use Google Plus just as a social network. No, seriously, there are. But if you're one of those people, you should also be aware features of it are getting disconnected, such as Google Plus Photos is kind of yielding to the new Google Photos app. So the other services will stop requiring Google Plus too, not just YouTube, and then all you'll need is a Google account. Well, they've got to require something. Did you know Google Plus is only 4 years old? Hey, you audiophiles, there's more to Pandora's sponsored listening product now. All advertisers can get their hands on it, and it's expanded right out of beta. What? You don't know what Pandora sponsored listening is? That's when you can choose to watch an ad at the start of your session and in return get an hour of no commercial listening to your boy bands of the 90s channel. That ad was just video, but now it can be product spotlights and galleries. It's got to be at least 15 seconds, but can be as long as 2.5 minutes, and it's only available on mobile on Pandora's app. Advertisers are biting, like Land Rover in North America, Gatorade, True TV, and Yingling. Pandora says in beta, sponsored listening gave advertisers a 12% lift in brand awareness and a 30% lift in purchase intent. Who doesn't intend to buy a Yingling? You want no risks whatsoever. You just want to not get fired. But who's going to offer you a guarantee in this day and age? The answer is Fox Sports. They announced Fox Sports Engage, a content distribution program that slings content just everywhere. And they'll guarantee X number of people will see your stuff. How many is X? I don't know. What am I, Howie Long? Fox Sports EVP Pete Vlastelica told Adweek, that guaranteed viewership is what we think has been missing from the social media distribution landscape. So they're going to do that guarantee for views across social and TV, but they'll also look at each platform, figure out where content is doing best, and steer those resources that way. By the way, I'm really not Howie Long. Want to put out a digital magazine? Then maybe Adobe's digital publishing suite is still the way to get that done. You might want to ask your customers if they want a digital magazine because interest in them has kind of been on the slide, but Adobe's giving its software a makeover. Now it's the Adobe Digital Publishing Solution. I don't know about magazines, but brands do want content-filled apps, so the solution aims to make apps that won't need constant updating. We're talking iOS, Android, and Windows desktop apps where designers can import designs from InDesign and PowerPoint, even responsive layouts. There's marketing funnel tracking and cohort analysis, importable data from CMSs like WordPress, user-generated collections, in-app search, and related article links. The hope is that the suite will be sweeter now that it's a solution. Well, while we're on the subject of digital magazines, apparently consumption is doing just fine if you believe Maquota's digital magazine market study. It's reached 43% of print magazine consumption. Over a third of the 3,642 U.S. adults asked said they've read 2.37 digital magazine issues in the last 30 days. As for where they like to read it, the answer seems to be all of the above. On the web was first at 37%, but tablet was 32% and print was 31%. They were very clear and unified about wanting readable, scrollable text on digital. As for how big a magazine you want to put out, 90% say 20 articles or less is the sweet spot. And they don't want those subscription cards falling out of their devices like they do in the real-world magazines. It's estimated spending on digital magazines will go over $1.3 billion this year. Honda was the presenting sponsor of the 6th season of the show Community, now seen on Yahoo. So as Dr. Phil would say, how's that working out for you? Yahoo says it's working pretty darn well for Honda. Brand awareness, up. Brand favorability, up. But what's especially interesting is how much better things went for Honda when their ads were accompanied by brand integration in the episode. 50% were more likely to buy a Honda product. For millennials, there was a 49% lift in emotional engagement and a 164% lift in unaided brand recall. Those who saw the brand integration were 225% more likely to look for info about Honda, and 82% were more likely to visit the brand website. Tom Payton with American Honda Marketing said the results are a real testament to the power of online video and the ability to reach key audiences in new ways that resonate. Yeah, it is, and the message is going beyond ads pays dividends. That's it. If you want to read it, stroll on over to brandcontentstudios.com.